Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Beacon Pines. Before we start, this game's on Steam. So, on the last Let's Play, it seemed like Gran found out that we know about something, but we tried to play Sly and slept. Oh yeah, we did kind of sleep. There was like something in the jam that made us fall asleep. But then the next day we went to this beach, and the whole town froze over. Bad ending. So we went to interrogate it again, chose, what was it? Some other thing, and immediately had a bad end. But then we chose the Sly option, where we're like, hey, we're working for you. And it's like, oh, okay, so you're going to do this stuff over here, and I'm gonna tie up another loose end. But also, I heard something on the radio, like underground secret or whatever, and it could be a password, and like, what is that? And then roll over here is like, it's a cipher, which stands for the guy that talks like this, you know, with the pharmacy, that it could be his place. So we're gonna go check it out, but not before we do this. Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. Just wanted to make sure we're past the 1 minute mark. Humph. I do hate it when the villain makes good points. Also, check our face. Hyena. Maybe we'll be able to solve the crimes? No, probably not. Just yet. Oh. He's there with the lunch bag. Or something.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Ew. I've had licorice once. It was like Icelandic chocolate. I'm not sure if licorice is supposed to taste like that, but it tastes like eating tar. Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Miss Nuncreed. Is he still here? I'm afraid not. Then, where'd you get the candy from? You might say, we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes, it's the small pleasures in life. Though, we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. Like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. Or I like sour gobs. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat a lot of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be some more clues. Okay, let's see. Maybe this abandoned building over here? Okay. Maybe the telephone booth that has the secret thing to someplace? Yep. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Crendus Nude Drugstore. I mean, underground secrets. Password.
Beck flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secrets. Though you'd have to press it a lot to do that. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. This place looks a little bit old, what with the tiles. You knew that there was a secret hub full of storage, strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I just say? No. I definitely thought it. Yeah, he thought it with his mind. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits of Hank Atomic Issue 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Are we going to split up? Looks like each of these has something written on them. The suit has a broken mask. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suits. If it walks like an Uncreed and talks like an Uncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? It's starting to feel like something big. Perennial Harvest's main office. That's where my mom works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And Sears tubes. Polly says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what'd you do? Nothing! I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Shit. 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 Awesome. You all need to come with me now. Get him! We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now. I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk to about my dad. I know your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Change? Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So, you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients, and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something that he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know. My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's going to disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently, she knows a lot of things. What? Let's just say, this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions. Big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's gonna do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. Oh no. She had a map with the mark on the fountain in the town square. The fountain? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source. What the heck is the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You'll need to run. Run where? Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So... Well, this would keep with the idea that, I don't know. Is Perennial Harvest actually the good guys? I mean, that would be a real switch. We're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good? Yep. I love this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view.
That's weird. It looks like where our house is, but everything's icy and the house ain't there.
A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Also, what a weird place to, put us at. That was intense? Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like you got on any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So, where did it all go? Oh, the pee. This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. Catch him, Miss Nuncreed. What about the lack of house? This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time. Nuncreed's getting away. Let's look at this stump, though. Nope, okay. Yeah, everything's gone. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of the town. Oh, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Hello. Stick with me here. His specialities species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through the metallic wormholes back here. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. Just keep moving. Okay, so there's like radioactive waste there, a fence here. That house is there, but perennial harvest building, that doesn't look like it. Right?
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center.
How did she get here?
He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you, this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your conspirators. Or co-conspirators? Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this instant.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How can I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Holt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walter was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line in your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And the stillness, he began to weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
I wonder if this game is like about parallel universes. You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness. She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to.
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence. Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers.
Things just got weird with this parallel frozen
The
universe.
Well, that was dire.
Yeah.
On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Not really. Where is it coming from?
Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Like, is that thing like a parallel universe or something? There's some nice little drawings right over there. Okay, did all those, did all those, did all those, did all those, did all those. I mean, I guess you could see whether or not you've done everything if the tree has, like, leaves and stuff. So there's, like, another choice here. And yeah, I guess flight's all we got. Oh, but I think we might call it here. Well, with you know, us getting towards that 25-minute mark. And we don't know how long this is, because all we've got is to do this, which might be like a very short scene, and then we'll go to the other thing. So maybe we could eat... can we... I was gonna go switch to something else, but I guess now we're here, so... yeah. So that's gonna be the end of this Let's Play, so please comment, guys, I like comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, or otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and share the video, have it grown. Please remember to obey new animals to help control the pet population. And until next time, me, GamerWolfSix, of Beacon Pines. So thanks and see ya.